What's up everybody, it's Indie Alum, and today I'm bringing you a video of the S.O.S crew Madden 13 league rules. If you're already in the league, this is just a refresher course for you, just so you can see a visual of some of the rules that have been set forth. If you're interested in possibly joining the league, please take a look at this video so you can understand the basic rules of the league and basically the guidelines which we want to play in. Overall, the goal is just to play a straight up fundamental football where you're not using the exploits of the game to gain victory against your opponent, causing headache and frustration and pissing people off in the process. So appreciate you checking out this video, and once again, if you're interested in the league, just PM me on S.O.S, operationsports.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. In this league, it's very important to run with integrity. The first clips are going to illustrate runs that are not acceptable, followed by runs that are acceptable. Right here I'm running a basic halfback dive. As you'll see, I bounce it completely to the outside, straight to the sideline. This is what I'm referencing when I'm saying this bouncing runs to the outside. This is unacceptable. It takes advantage of the Madden AI where the defenders crash in the line and they run where the ball should go, not where it is going. So these runs are completely unacceptable. If you want to run the ball out there, you need to run a off tackle run, a pitch, or a stretch, and then at that point it will be acceptable to take runs toward the sideline. But dives and anything that's going towards the interior of the line, that is not acceptable, and repeated violations will have punishment. This batch of runs will illustrate acceptable interior runs in our running game. Basically, just follow your blocks. Try your best to keep the runs going inside the tackles. Right there, hit a juke, got it to the outside, but the juke took me there. I didn't just take the handoff and go immediately to the sideline. Right there, if you want to cut it back, absolutely no problems with that. We're not trying to handcuff you and say you need a juke to move, but you just can't take the run straight to the sideline. So check these out. If you need to rewatch it, rewatch it. I think it's pretty basic and not asking too much. So the run game, just follow your blockers and run with integrity. The next few runs are going to illustrate the same running with integrity principles that we have. Basically, if you run a draw, it's similar to a halfback dive or halfback power play that's designed to go up the middle inside the tackles. We do not want these runs to be bounced immediately to the outside. The CPU AI on draw runs is already rather poor, so let's not multiply that and take advantage of the game of Madden, especially versus an opponent. Right here, this is going to be an example of a good run. You can take it outside a little bit. If a defender is pushing linemen into your face, we don't sit here and say you need to run into the back of that defender. If you want to get around him, that's fine, but you just cannot bounce it to the sideline. So hopefully these few run clips have made it crystal clear what we expect out of the run game, and hopefully it sounds just how you run the football in Madden, and it's a good fit. The next rule I want to get into is the playmaker feature. There is no circumstance where this feature is allowed in the S.O.S crew Madden Football League. If you think this feature is okay, then either don't apply or don't even be in the league if you already are. It's just not acceptable. As you can see, you have Aaron Hernandez. He's coming across on the drag, and you can magically just make him go the other direction, and bam. 9 times out of 10, you're getting a wide open space. You're going to juke out your defender, especially if it's a linebacker. Like right here, he runs completely 20 yards past my tight end. So it's an exploit, it's cheese, and it has no place in this league. The next clips are going to highlight the no switch rule and 10-yard dropbacks. Basically, the no switch rule is that you cannot change to a defender or a wide receiver while the ball is in flight. So right here, I switch to Brandon Lloyd, go up, make the circus catch, come down with it. It's way too easy to do that. The no switch rule is a staple of sim leagues, and especially In the S.O.S crew, which is strategy over skills, if you want to have great circus catches, you need to get great rated receivers. Brandon Stokely's not going to be going up and making incredible catches, or he shouldn't be. I know this system with the DB wide receiver interaction not being perfect in Madden, but at the end of the day, if you have a good receiver, he's going to make the catch more times than not over a poor defender. I know that can be debated, but that's just my opinion, and that's what we're going to roll with. And we also don't want to take user skill and make it the most important thing in this league. We want to have guys who aren't the best with the sticks still have a chance to compete. And as you can see right here, I'm rolling out with Tom Brady, and this is completely unacceptable. If I see it, it will be dealt with swiftly. Last but not least, we're going to get into lead pass abuse. This is my personal favorite rule. It only applies to seams, flies, and go routes. So if you want to lead pass any other route, you can feel free to do so. And also, on the seams, flies, and go routes, if you want to put air under it and try and lead it further down the field because you have one-on-one coverage and a fast receiver, feel free to do that. Basically, you cannot lead these passes right or left, which essentially turn them into a corner or post route. It's rather unfair to have quote-unquote triple option routes against an already poor CPU AI. When you add in the terrible pursuit angles, as you'll see right there by Bernard Pollard, it greatly enhances the effectiveness of lead passing, and it's just not going to be tolerated. If Madden were to implement a proper option route system, it would be welcomed with open arms if it took into account wide receiver awareness, quarterback accuracy, things like that. No problem, but unfortunately, this is just way too effective, it's way too easy, and it leads to way too many big plays. This one right here is going to be unacceptable. In cover 2, there are always holes in the zone. Right there, I found it. You're good all day, so it's not like you have to not run seam routes. You just have to throw them in the windows when they're there. You cannot create your own windows by using lead passing and seams, goes, and fly routes. Next up, we're getting into more lead passing abuse, and this time it's to the tight ends. In my opinion, this is the single biggest exploit in the game. If you have a linebacker matched up on a tight end, it doesn't matter if the tight end's any good or not. You can go ahead and complete these passes 99% of the time, and you're going to get pretty good yards. And if you have a stud tight end like Hernandez, who's also fast, you're basically going to break the game. You're going to put over 2,000 yards to that receiver, which is way, way too easy. The default rosters have the man coverage of the linebackers rather low, so it's really hard for them to stay with tight ends to begin with. And when you just mix in this, it's a bad combination, and we just really want to eliminate anything that gives an unfair advantage to the offense or the defense. And in Madden 13, most of the unfair advantages are given to the offense. But anyways, just take a look at these, and like I said, it's way too easy. You still can lead pass on other routes, but just with regards to the seams, flies, and go routes, you just can't do it. The emphasis of this league is sportsmanship, integrity, and playing the game as close to real-life fundamental football as you can. It's a video game, so there are going to be shortcomings, but that is the goal and the mindset of the league members. If that feels like a great fit for you, and you've watched this video, and you like the rules placed forward, then please contact me, and we'll go from there. And once again, I appreciate all of you for taking the time to watch this.